Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be making some oven fries from one of YouTube's most popular creators.
I swear I have devised a recipe for oven fries so crunchy you will think they were deep fried. Want proof?
That is pretty convincing, but I wonder how he gets them so crispy.
How do you get them so crunchy? Well, you gotta think like a Brit.
Are fries crispier if you leave the European Union?
Hey, real quick, this video is sponsored by Squarespace.
This video is sponsored by me, and I'd like to thank myself for always supporting me.
I think this recipe could work with all kinds of potatoes, but today I'm using large russet potatoes, one per person.
Mine are pretty average sized compared to Adam's, but I hope it doesn't matter.
And I'm peeling them just to maximize the starchy surface area that will get crispy, but you really don't have to peel them if you don't want to.
Like many things in life, I think it looks better without the skin.
Okay, now cut these into whatever fry shape you want.
I'm going to choose not to exercise my free will, and I'm just going to cut them like how he's cutting them.
But I am trying to make sure that each fry is of roughly equal thickness, even when they're not all the same shape.
Due to my horrible knife skills, some of my fries are literally twice as thick as other ones.
Into a big saucepan they go.
I'm gonna put my average size fries into this average size saucepan.
Yes, oven fries are not technically fries. They're roast potatoes. And who makes the best roast potatoes? The Brits. What's their secret? They boil them first.
I wonder how the Brits feel about Adam revealing their secrets. Adam doesn't do this in his video, but I'm gonna add some salt to the water.
You basically boil these until you're terrified they're gonna fall apart.
I'm also gonna add a bit of vinegar because according to Ethan Chalobowski,
Well, if you want to avoid the troubles of french fries falling apart, just add a little bit of vinegar.
I hope my fries don't end up tasting like vinegar.
See how it's looking bendy? That scares me, and it should. As Jamie Oliver once said, the secret is to boil them as long as you dare. I did about 8 minutes.
I am what the kids call these days a Giga Chad, so I ended up boiling them for about 12 minutes.
All right, these are too delicate to just dump into a colander.
I didn't remember that part of the video, so I dumped it through a strainer anyway. Fortunately, I think most of my fries survived because of the vinegar trick. Except for this one. In the future, I'd probably recommend the lid method, not only because it's less likely to damage the fries, but because you don't have to clean a strainer afterwards.
Here is my big roasting tray.
Why is everything in Adam's house bigger than mine? It's making me self-conscious.
Now, I use olive oil because it tastes good, but if you want a more traditional fry flavor, use a neutral oil, like peanut oil.
I'm gonna use this peanut oil I got from an Asian grocery store, although I'm not sure how neutrally flavored it is because I can literally smell peanuts from this oil. Apparently though, peanut oil is supposed to result in a crispier final product.
From the Food Lab by Kenji Lopez, he notes that in general, the higher saturated fat content of the oil, the more efficiently it will crisp up.
See that fluffy, beat-up surface on the fry? That is the magic. That's what's gonna go incredibly crisp in a 450 Fahrenheit oven.
My oven only goes to 445 degrees for some reason.
Here they are after about 45 minutes. I'm just gonna flip around the bigger pieces, make sure nothing is sticking.
These are mine after about 20 minutes, and I probably should have let them go a bit longer because at this point they're still pretty soft. It's hard to keep track of which ones I've already flipped, so I'm just gonna flip them over randomly and hope for the best.
If they're looking a little dry, I'll add some more oil.
I think my fries are looking pretty well lubricated, so I'm just gonna skip to oil.
Back in the oven they go until they're ready, which for me was another 45 minutes. You might be thinking, good lord, this is a long time. Well, yeah, but it's mostly unattended time.
I guess you could use the extra unattended time to do something fun, like reading a book, watching a movie, or masturbating. I ended up putting mine in for another 30 minutes, and I think the peanut oil makes them cook a bit faster.
You want to be conservative. I cooked this batch a hair too long.
I guess I'm a liberal, because I think my fries were cooked a hair too short.
Now, how do you drain and season these? It's easy. I'll show you in a sec. Towel goes in a big bowl. Dump the fries in, the towel absorbs the excess oil, then whip the towel out.
I'm too lazy to get a towel, so I'm just gonna throw them into the bowl.
A bunch of coarse salt goes in, and since we're already being non-traditional, let's go crazy. Little shake of garlic powder, a few grinds of pepper, chopped cilantro, then grate in a bunch of Parmesan.
Since I'm thinking like the Brits, I think I'm just gonna add some salt. Instead of adding flavor to the fries directly, I usually prefer to make a sauce. I'm using mayo, ketchup, salt, pepper, some garlic powder, and a bit of paprika.
You can hear they've got that glassy British roast potato exterior.
I I don't have a mic, but let's see if the camera can pick up the crispiness of our potatoes. Oh, sorry, is that too close? Maybe I didn't wait long enough, but I'm definitely not getting the same crunch as Adam's fries. After brutally molesting this fry and getting our fingers all oily, let's give it a taste. Taste-wise, the fries are pretty good. They're not as crispy as Adam's fries, but they do have a satisfying bite to them still. Although some of the fries that got a bit browner definitely have a harder crunch. This fry tasted a bit burned, so I guess my options are either not enough crispiness or cancer. I think in order to help the fries cook more evenly next time, I should move them around more often while they're in the oven. Overall, I think this is a pretty good recipe, and I'd recommend giving it a try on your own. Even if they don't come out perfect, I think the end result is still pretty good. That's all I have for now. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and leaving a like and comment to support the channel, and I hope you have a wonderful day.